your software altogether.
Okay.
So that being said, I think because originally when I first contacted you guys, I was just looking kind of, is it just a rewards program you can add, or do you have full software we can use for for the salon?
Sure. Okay, well, of course, the software is a full management software for the salon that includes the appointment book, point of sale register, inventory control, client database, marketing, commissions, reporting. It certainly has a loyalty rewards points program, as well as the Darcy marketing program, which has 5 additional features of its own that are really nice, as well as an online system that allows your customers to purchase gift certificates online, purchase product online, or book their own appointments online. We also have a separate app that you can add to the software that allows your staff or your clients to do other things through the app as well. So would you like me to just go through a traditional demonstration?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll ask specific questions kind of as we
Absolutely.
go about specifically about the membership, because that would be the reason we'd be looking to potentially change.
Okay, well, why don't we get started with the membership program, then we'll go through a regular demonstration, because obviously that's where your focus is, and let's talk about that first. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to bring to your attention how one way that it can be used. And then we'll talk about the different ways that it can be set up so that you can have multiple forms of membership that do different things. But let's start here. I'm going to pull up a customer, and I haven't closed my register. Let me go ahead and quickly do that from yesterday. Okay, so let's say that I brought up a customer like Michelle Babcock. So I'll go ahead and select her. The first thing that it shows me is that she has 1,374 points, and it also gives me this little picture here. Now, if I didn't have a picture of Miss Babcock in the software, this would just be like a mannequin head. But if I chose somebody else that isn't a member, oh, whoops, that person's a member. Let's go with somebody that isn't a member, somebody that I never choose. We'll go with Martin Hahn here. Nothing here because he's not a member. No points, no picture, no nothing. So when a person is a member, you're highlighted right up here in the upper right-hand corner. It makes it very easy to see that they are in fact a member, what points they have, etc. Also, Miss Babcock is a gold member. I'm going to click on this. She's a gold member, and she gets discounts on retail and services of 5% because she's a member. That's just one of the ways I set it up. So I'm going to go ahead and sell her, for instance, a European facial here, and it automatically gives her $375 off, an automatic 5% discount just by being a rewards member. She also has points. So when I go to payment, I can accept payment in lots of different ways, cash, check, credit card, but one of those ways is the points program. Now, she has 1,374 points. This particular service requires 1,500 points. So you can treat that one of two ways, either cash value for the points or freebies, meaning with a freebie, they have to have enough points to get the product or service for free, or they can't use their points. The cash value is they're able to use their points, no matter how many points they have, to get a discount or a freebie. So if I click here, I have mine set up for cash value. So she's going to use 1,374 points, which will reduce the $71.25 that she owes me by $65.27. So she'll end up owing me about $6 more that she'll have to finish paying with cash or check or credit card, whatever it may be. So that's the way points can be used to get discounts or freebies. Now, how that's set up, what I'm going to show you is going to look a little bit confusing, but please understand that we teach you all of this, of course. Okay. When setting up the points program, you're able to determine your earnings ratio as well as your redemption ratio. So let's say that you said your earnings ratio was 1-to-1. So $1 equals 1 point. So somebody spends $50, they get 50 points. $150, they get 150 points. Then you might have your point redemption, however, at maybe 20-to-1. So that's like a 5% discount. So with 20-to-1, they would need 200 points to get a $10 product for free. They would need 2,000 points to get a $100 service for free. Of course, if they had fewer points than that, if you were using the cash value version, then they would be able to use whatever points they have to get a discount off of what they're getting. Now, that's just a generic, basic way to set it up. You can, however, set it up much more complex. You can have individual services or individual products that earn points differently or require a different number of points. So that instead of having it blanketly set, each one of them is different. You can do it that way as well. So 2 services, they both cost $100, but maybe one of them earns you 750 points and the other one only earns you 100 points. And maybe one of them costs you 3,000 points and one of them costs you 1,500 points. So you can do that. You can set up individual services and or products differently. You can even earn points for things like referrals. Once your points program is designed, and you don't actually have to create a points program if you don't want to do points, but you certainly can. But then once it's designed, whether you're using it or not, you can then set up your memberships, and you can have an unlimited number of memberships, and you can name them anything you want. And I've taken the liberty of creating 4 different memberships here: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Now, with my bronze membership, I said it's free. It doesn't cost anything to be a bronze member. And I've also said that my bronze membership earns no discounts on services and no discounts on retail and gives no comped services, but it does earn points. That's all the bronze membership does. It earns points. So by becoming a bronze member, you will start earning the points based on the points program that you've set up. Now, I've got my silver program, which I said is $10 a month. And I said that my silver program gives a 2.5% discount on services. I could have done a flat amount, by the way. I can also determine whether or not this discount affects commission. But I said this is, go ahead. You have a question?
Flat amount. So I can put in there, like if they pay $50 a month, I can put in the flat amount, $50 right there. It goes straight into their account.
Yeah, if you said by flat amount, $50,
yes,
then whatever service they got, because you did it under services, for instance, then whatever service they received, they would be able to reduce that by $50.
Okay, perfect.
That's a dollar amount by flat amount. By percentage, of course, is just that, a percentage.
Okay.
Then I also said that my silver membership earns points as well, but I said it also earns it at a different ratio. It earns it at 2 to 1. So that means that if a bronze member spent $100 and they would have normally earned 100 points, a silver member spending that same $100 would have earned 200 points. And then down here I said that the silver membership does not earn any services. Then I created a gold membership. And I said this one was $100 a month. And I said it gives a 5% discount on services, a 5% discount on retail, that it also includes a free bang trim. Whenever this person comes in, as long as they're a gold member, they get a bang trim at no charge. Also, I said that it earns points at a 3 to 1 ratio. So it's going to earn points 3 times faster than bronze and a third faster than silver. And I also said that my gold membership earns 1 free French manicure every month. And if I said it accumulates, and I sold this to them in September, the membership in September, then in October, if they didn't use their September French manicure, they would have 2 French manicures. In November, if they hadn't used it, they would have 3 French manicures. But if I don't say they accumulate, then it becomes a use it or lose it. They get 1 a month, and if they don't use it, they still just have 1 a month. I can also, though, say instead, maybe it's not a French manicure because maybe it's a man who got the gold membership, and he wants to redeem his French manicure of $25 to something else instead of a French manicure. You can do that as well if you choose this one, can be redeemed towards other services.
Okay.
So you can set it all up that way, different ways to set it up. Now, finally, I've got another one here called my Platinum membership. And my Platinum membership, believe it or not, I said is more powerful than all the others, but it's free. So there's an explanation for that. 7.5% on services, 10% off retail, free bang trim. It earns points at 4 to 1 ratio, and they get a $50 value of a service every month, and it accumulates. So I'm making my Platinum membership much more powerful than all my other ones, but I said it's free. So why did I do that? This was actually taught to me by one of our customers that was thinking outside the box. They have a bronze membership. Well, let's just say that they didn't actually use the same names, but a bronze membership that they give away for free, a VIP membership that costs money, and then they have a Platinum membership that is even more powerful than the VIP, but they don't sell it. Instead, they give it to just those customers who are their top 20 customers. That way, every month they can email these customers and say, hey, you're a Platinum member, congratulations, doesn't cost you anything, you've got all these great benefits. But if they fall outside of their top 20, then they automatically get put down to a bronze membership, which is also free, and they could pay for a different one. So that way they keep their top 20 earners, or not earners, payers, I guess. They keep those customers fighting basically to stay in that top 20. It was a really interesting way of doing it, just kind of thinking outside the box, but just a concept there that I wanted to throw out at you. But every membership can be unique and different, can earn points or not, can earn points at a different ratio or not, can have different sized discounts or no discounts, can have free comp services or not, or can earn services or not. And all of those can be mixed and matched into different types of memberships. Okay? All right. Also, by the way, a membership allows you to have a membership number or membership card. Now, every customer is assigned a number. When they get put in, they're just given a client number automatically. However, if they become a member, you can actually assign them an alternate customer number. The benefit of that is you could actually then have like membership cards if you wanted. And you could actually look a customer up by swiping their membership card. And it would automatically come up showing that they're a gold member or whatever it may be.
Okay.
So you can do things like that as well. All right, so we talked a little bit about the membership program. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the other unique items of the software. Then we'll get into the basics. One of the unique items is the Darcy marketing feature. So Darcy has 5 main jobs. One of those jobs is appointment reminders and confirmations, and she can do that via email or texting. And that reminder, I'm sorry, you have a question?
No, continue.
Okay. That reminder gets to be written any way you want. So you don't worry about the words I have here. You get to write whatever you want. And you can use what are called variables so that everybody's reminder is unique to them. So this might say something like, reminder for Melody. Hi, Melody. Remember that you have an appointment for a cut and color with Sally on February 25th at 11 a.m. Please arrive 15 minutes early to unwind. So that's what I wrote. Then when your customer receives this, it has your logo on it, it has your social networking icons on it, and it's got a big button that says, click here to confirm your appointment. If your customer clicks that button, it will actually mark their appointment confirmed right on your appointment book with a date and timestamp on it showing that it was confirmed by the customer through Darcy. You can do the same thing via text. However, with texting, you don't have the artwork, so you don't have a logo, you don't have your social networking icons, or even that large button. Instead, you would have something like reply Y to confirm. That way, it does the same thing. If your customer receives the text, they can reply Y, and it will mark their appointment confirmed right on the appointment book, date and timestamp, showing that the customer, in fact, confirmed through Darcy. You can run a list of everybody that did not receive an email or a text so that you can call them as well. So that's one of the jobs that Darcy does. Another job that she does is automated marketing campaigns. So there's over 20 to choose from that are pre-created for you, but you could, for instance, let's say, okay, birthday. I want to reach out to my customers before their birthday. You could decide to send 1 campaign out, 2, 3, or 4. So I said 4. Then I get to choose when those messages go out. So I said my first message is going to go out 30 days before their birthday, 14 days before for my second message, 7 days before for my third message, and on their birthday for my 4th message. Once I've said when they're going to go out, I get to say what goes out. I get to write anything I want and put in variables again. Happy birthday, Melody. Happy birthday, Melody. It looks like you'll be celebrating your special day in about a month. While I'm writing this, I can choose my font size. I can make words bold or underlined or italicized. I can change the color of my words by clicking here. I can even insert URLs, hyperlinks directly into my email. Once I have written the message I want, then I can choose the artwork. I have 8 different pieces of artwork to choose from. However, you may not like any of the 8 pieces that we've already designed for you. And if that's the case, that's fine. If you don't like any of the 8 pieces we've assigned, you can upload your own custom artwork. And ProSolutions software offers you a graphic arts department at no charge to you. So we can either design new artwork for you, or we can just give you the specs so that you can design them on your own, things like that. Okay. If you said, you know what, I don't like any of the artwork and I can't design my own, then you'll work with our graphics department to design it the way you want it to look. and then you can upload a custom piece of artwork that way. So that's just for birthday. You've got so many in here, things like Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, back to school, summer, Halloween, they're all in there. You can even create your own, where you choose the date and then put in when they're going to go out and what the message is going to be and what your font is, etc. So you can create your own unique promotions, or you can use the ones that we already have in here. You can even do some things like follow-up. Follow-up allows you to say something like this. This one goes after instead of before. Like birthday goes before their date of birth. Valentine's Day goes out before Valentine's Day. Mother's Day goes out before Mother's Day. But follow-up goes out after. So what is the after? It's after the date of their last transaction. So if I said I just want one campaign to run one day after, that means that everybody that saw me yesterday will get whatever the message is that I want them to get the very next day. So, you know, it could say something like what I've written here. Thank you, Melody. Melody, thank you so much for visiting us yesterday. We hope everything went great for you and look forward to seeing you again, et cetera, et cetera. So that maybe a thank you message. Maybe you include a hyperlink so that you can ask them to review you. Of course, this goes out with your social networking icons on it. So it'll have your Yelp link and your Facebook link and your Instagram and Twitter and things like that. So that would be another way to use it. You can also do lost client. Lost client, instead of going from 0 to 30 days, goes from 30 to 360 days. And this also goes from the date of their last transaction. So in this case, you might say, if somebody came in, but they have not returned in 3 months, I want them to get this message. And you choose your artwork, you write, hey, Melody, it's been a long time since we've seen you, etc. Now, if the customer has a future appointment, it won't send out the email, so you don't look foolish, telling them how much you miss them. So that's another job that Darcy does. Darcy also does what are called notifications. Most of these, not all, but most of these are suspicious activities. So, for instance, you can be instantly notified if your front desk staff voids the cash payment or modifies the price at the point of sale or throws a bunch of points onto one of their friends' loyalty program or modifies a transaction, et cetera, et cetera. Most of these are suspicious activities. Now, that doesn't mean that your staff member did anything wrong, but you get notified if they did, as long as it's checked. Now, not all of these are suspicious activities, like this one here, email tomorrow's schedule. Every night, Darcy will email your staff their schedule for the following day. Every night, Darcy can email the boss the closing report for the drawer. So things like that can happen as well in notifications. Darcy also has the come again and the buy again. The come again works with services, and it allows you to put a time frame on services. And I don't mean the time it takes to perform a service. I'm talking about something like this. Let's say somebody comes in and gets a service like a root color, a root touch-up. And you say, you know what, if somebody gets a root touch-up, they should be coming in at least every 6 weeks to get it again. So maybe you set it for 7 weeks or 8 weeks. So if somebody gets a root touch-up and 7 or 8 weeks have gone by and they have not returned to get it again, Darcy will email them a reminder basically saying, hey, don't let those roots, grow out to turn into an ombre or whatever you want to write. But it'll reach out to them. And according to the consultants that helped us develop this, it results in about a 7% increase in client retention and service sales. She also, oh, by the way, if they have a future appointment for that service, it won't tell them, hey, you missed, because maybe they missed because they had a vacation or something like that. If they've got a future appointment booked for that service, it won't send out the come again. And the buy again does something very similar, but it's based on inventory. So you could say, hey, if somebody buys a bottle of this, it should be empty in about 3 weeks if they used it the way I told them to use it. So after 4 weeks or 5 weeks, if they haven't returned to buy it again, I want Darcy to reach out to them and say, hey, and you can choose from 1 to 52 weeks. So according to the consultants that helped us develop that, about an 8% increase in retail sales, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So those are the 5 main jobs that Darcy does. We also have this online feature, which is a little unique, which allows you to upload your own imagery. Again, our graphic arts department will give you the specs or create the banners for you or work with you to create the banners. And when you set up your online store, this allows your customers to book their own appointments online, or to purchase product online, or to purchase gift certificates online. And this is in real time. So if somebody books an appointment online, the appointment appears right on your appointment book. If somebody purchases a gift certificate online, they can print it out from home, walk right into your shop and use it. They've already paid for it with their credit card, and your software is already aware of it. Who bought it, what the amount is, who they bought it for, etc. It's all already in your system, so they can literally print it out from home, walk into your shop, and use it. Of course, you can sell gift certificates or gift cards there in the shop as well. So let's talk about some of the basics now, unless you have any questions on anything we just covered.
No.
Okay, so some of the basics would be something like the appointment book. The appointment book has two different books. There's the day view screen, which shows us our staff working for a particular day, and I can jump to individual days by using these arrows. So now it's Saturday the 24th, now it's Sunday the 25th, now it's Monday the 26th, and I can go back Sunday, Saturday, and back to Friday the 23rd, etc. So I can do that, or I can hit calendar and jump to days, but I can also do something called the week view screen. And the week view screen will show me today plus 2 weeks by default, but I can see up to 31 columns on a single screen. And I can look at any individual staff member's schedule for however much time, up to 31 days at one glance, but it defaults to 1 day plus 14. So today plus 2 weeks. And you can book appointments through this as well. So I'm in my day view screen. I choose a customer from my database. I choose a group of services. I choose my service like well, let's not go with that. Let's go with the blow, dry, and curl. That's what I wanted. And I'll book that with Christian at 12 o'clock, and the appointment is booked. Now I can check people out right from the appointment book or from the point of sale. So right-click, check out. It opens my point of sale register with their ticket already pre-filled. Let me clear that and exit out. I could have also gone to sales, open my register, and anyone who has an appointment today will be listed here, either in alphabetical order or in order of checkout, your choice, and then click on their name and it will fill in their ticket. Or I can fill in the ticket by choosing a client from my database that doesn't have an appointment today, saying who they saw and what service they received. I can sell product, of course, and say who sold it, so who's getting the commission for it. I can add gratuities on, either by dollar amounts or percentages. So now I've got a ticket that I've created here that didn't have an appointment.
Okay.
Also, I can apply coupons. So I could say, for instance, I want to modify this price and just modify it. Or I could go to discounts and choose one of my pre-made coupons. And it will automatically apply that coupon.
Mm-hmm.
I can do refunds directly through the software as well. If you are processing credit cards through our preferred provider, which you don't have to, but if you are, then you can also store credit cards on file in a PCI DSS compliant way so that you can charge a card that you have on file even if the customer is not present. Of course, if they are, you'll be able to swipe their card or put it into the chip reader and process that way as well. If you are not processing through our preferred provider, that's fine. You can still accept a credit card as a method of payment. The only difference is instead of looking like this, it'll look something like this. And you'll still be able to choose what type of card they used so that even though you're getting your authorization through a separate terminal, you are still keeping a record of it in the software so that your drawer is accurate and your reporting is accurate.
Sure. Okay. So
you can go ahead.
Right there, as opposed to gift card, gratuity, etc. Is that when you're charging them for the membership? Or is that when you're applying it as a payment?
Okay, yeah, it's a good question. So for instance, let's say that I wanted to sell someone a membership. So I could choose up Naz here, and then I can go to membership and sell them from a list of memberships that I've already pre-created. Okay. So if I want to sell a membership so that somebody becomes a member, it goes through the point of sale here. I can add it to a ticket that they're doing as well or not. So let's say, for instance, that I gave this person a bronze membership, even though it's zero. Even though it doesn't cost anything, I'm still processing it through the point of sale. It'll just tell me, hey, this sale's for zero. Do you want to process it anyway? Yeah, I do. And so now Naz is a bronze member. So now if I pulled that person up, you'll see 0 points and that little mannequin I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. They are now a bronze member, and they're going to now start earning points for everything that they get because you have sold them a membership. Can you sell them a membership on the same day that they're going to use their services? Absolutely.
Okay.
So I go here, full facial. This client has a series on file for this service with 4 services remaining. Oh, that's good to know. So she owes me $85, and I'm going to pay with a series or pay with cash. This person's going to pay with cash. I could go with the series because they have one, but I'm going to pay with cash anyway. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to show you that now they have 85 points.
Okay. Okay.
So they're earning points. And by the way, their points show up on their receipt as well.
Okay.
So how many points they've earned will be there on the bottom of their receipt. Whether that receipt is emailed to them or printed out, they'll have their points.
Okay. And with regard to a receipt, is that going to a regular printer, or is that something that has to go to a special printer you guys?
It certainly does not have to. When you get the software, one of your options in the software is printer assignments. And so you can choose to send receipts to a standard 8.5 by 11 printer if you want to. But if you wanted to get a receipt printer with like the 2-inch roll paper, that sort of thing, then you can certainly get a receipt printer and have the receipts go to that printer rather than to a traditional 8.5 by 11 printer. It's entirely up to you. As far as the hardware is concerned, you can get the model numbers that we certify, and you can buy them anywhere. You can buy them from us, of course, but you could also go somewhere else and get them. As long as it's the same model, we certify it, which means that we know it'll work with our software. That doesn't mean that other hardware won't work. Other people who have come to us from other systems, and they have hardware that they've already got, it's not one of our certified products, but much of the point-of-sale products out there work with our software. So our technical support representatives will help get the products that you have working with our software if possible. We just don't guarantee it if it's not one of our certified products. For instance, we certify the Epson TMU 200 dot matrix receipt printer. We also certify the Epson TMT thermal receipt printers. So, but let's say that you already had a Star receipt printer. Well, our technicians then would, look at the font, not the fonts, the drivers. They would assign it to the software, and they would set the printer settings to see if they could get it to work. And if they do, which they have in many cases with other forms of hardware that we don't sell, they've gotten it to work very nicely. So I can't guarantee it, but no, you certainly don't have to get the hardware from us, number one. And number two, you don't even have to have hardware at all.
Okay. All right. There's something else I was going to ask you. Oh, can you print the future appointments onto this receipt?
Future appointments onto the receipt. Boy, I know, of course, that you can, your staff will get things like that. Let me just take a peek here at my receipt layout. Oh, yeah, it won't show all of their future appointments. I'm just glad that I've got a technician that's near me. They heard the question. The answer is absolutely yes. It will show your customer their next appointment. So if they've got 6 appointments coming up, it will not show all 6, but it will show them their next appointment after today.
But you can print like all future appointments on a different...
Oh, certainly, yes. Every client file, for instance, I don't know if Ms. Babcock has any, but for instance, I could go to show appointments, and any appointments she has will be listed, and you're able to print out a list of their appointments as well. Okay.
And then let's say that the person has points or membership. You were saying something else, like you were using a different word, but it was like packages when you went into the screen to check the guy out.
Oh, series? Series?
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, so let me explain how we use these two words, series and packages. A package would be something like a pre-created package, like a Princess's Day, that has multiple services. Like, let's say someone's coming in to get their hair done, and they're coming in to get their nails done, and they're coming in to get their makeup done. And it's like a day of beauty. That is a package in our vocabulary. Okay. Multiple services that are being used on the same day, and those multiple services are sold under one price. That's a package. A series would be if you sold somebody the same service multiple times with a discount. So let's say that you offered, I don't know, I'll say European facial. And let's say that you offered those for $50 each. And you've got a customer that comes in every 2 weeks like clockwork to get their European facial. So if they bought 5 of them at one time, that would be $250. So maybe you offer 5 of them at one time for a reduced price, maybe $225. That's a series. So if somebody bought that $225 series of 5 European facials, then they would have that as an option for payment in the future. So when they get a European facial, they would be able to use their series, and it would show 5 of 5 remaining, 4 of 5 remaining, 3 of 5 remaining. Every time they use one, it would reduce it from what they have until they have used up their series, or from that point forward, they can either purchase a new series or start buying them individually again. So that's how series works.
All right. Okay. Can they use that? Let's say a person buys 5 facials. Can they use that towards, say, can you apply this to my daughter?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. In fact, let me show you something. It's actually really kind of neat. I'm going to go to James here. So he saw Christian. He got a blow dry and curl. He owes me $50. And James walked in with his wife, who really wanted to show them how great your salon was. Mm-hmm. And she said, you know what, James, this is my husband, and I want you to, do the blow dry and curl on him and blow his mind. Okay. And as a little gift, she is going to be the one that pays for it. Okay. So we're going to go, for instance, with cash. James Fabiani got the service, and it's going to be in his history. And it will show that the person who provided the service in their history as well as James' history, but I can change the payee. So I could say something like somebody else is paying. Mom's buying for daughter, wife is buying for husband, whatever it may be. So we'll say that Donna Fabiani is paying for James Fabiani. It will still show in his history, but it will show that it was paid for by Donna. Now, if Donna had a series, mm-hmm. I could have changed it to Donna and used her series on this. I could have also, noticed when I choose a series, I don't have a series to choose from, but if I had chosen a series, my quantity to use comes up. So maybe Donna and James came in together and both got European facials. Mm-hmm. So then my quantity used would be 2 because my total would be 100 because they would both be on the same ticket. So for instance, I could say that Kathy also did a blow dry and curl. Whoops, let me try something else here. Let's choose Donna. There we go. And then say that Kathy also did a blow dry and curl. So now we've got Christian doing blow dry and curl and Kathy doing a blow dry and curl, one on James, one on Donna. Mm-hmm. And I go to payment, and I can say whichever one of them is actually doing the payment. And if one of them has a series, I could use up both of them for this ticket.
Okay. And you can split
So one person can pay for multiple people on the same ticket, or you could have split them up individually.
Okay, and can you split the tip if the one person pays?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Okay. I should have left that up, but let me just build it really quick again. Whoops. Not more. Cancel. There we go. Get Donna in here now. There we go. And we'll go with Kathy, and we'll say that Donna got something even more. She got the Anna curl with blow dry. So James came in, got a blow dry and curl. Donna got the Anna curl with haircut. And so $220 is owed. I'm going to give a gratuity. And I can either give Kathy her own gratuity dollar amount and then Christian his own dollar amount, or I could simply apply a percentage. And you'll see that Christian is getting $750 and Kathy is getting $25.50. And then we go to payment, and I could accept the entire amount from Donna, mm-hmm. or I could actually accept a portion of it from Donna and then change it to James and take the other portion under his name if I wanted to do that. Why I do that, I wouldn't know, because then I would just do it as 2 separate sales normally. But you don't have to. You can do it all on the same ticket with 2 different payees, 2 different methods of payment, everything. She might have used her series, and he might have paid cash on the same ticket. You can do that.
Okay.
Anything else that you wanted to see regarding the point of sale? Because there's a lot more to the point of sale that we haven't gone over, but for the sake of brevity, I'm about to take us to reports.
Okay. Yeah, I need to see a little bit more on the appointment book.
On the appointment book? Okay. What would you like to see?
Just like if a client has walked in, can we see, how do we know that they're in-house, they're checked in,
okay.
That kind of thing?
All right. Sure. Okay, so for instance, James walks up and he says he's here for his 12 o'clock with Christian. So one of my options is I can right-click on his appointment and I can select check-in. And I get that little line there. Now, James comes to the front desk and he would like to pay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and accept his payment. We'll just go with cash here and accept. And now, James has an X.
Okay.
1 line means he's checked in. 2 line means he has come and gone.
Okay.
Also, I could have set a preference, which I don't have set up on mine, but I could have set a preference which would have automatically contacted my provider. So when I went to Kenny here and I said check in, it would have asked me, do you want to let Debbie know that her client is here? And you could send her an instant text or email directly to her at that moment that you check them in, letting her know that her customer is in.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. What are the colors that you have on James's yellow with the pink bar? What do those mean?
Okay, not necessarily anything, but they're entirely up to you. When you set up your services, you can have individual groups have their own colors, like all hair services are going to be this color, all nail services are going to be this color, all waxing services will be a different color. So you can do that just so that they're easy to see on the screen, the difference. I know this is nails, I know this is hair, I know this is waxing, I know this is massage, etc., based on your groups. Or you could have individual services. So in my hair group, for instance, I might say, okay, I said all of my hair services are going to be this yellow, but this one, this BB with single process, is going to be its own unique color. I could do that as well. I don't have to, but I can. So you can decide what. Now, if you don't choose colors, they'll just default to yellow. That's the default. Okay. So every appointment that you book will simply be yellow unless you decide that you want different groups or different individual services to have their own unique colors. Now, the line on the side is what type of client this is. So when I book a customer, whoever it is, so I'll go with Daniela here, and I'll choose a group like hair, and I'll choose a service like a Brazilian blowout, and I'll book that with Ashley at 11 o'clock. Now, when I go to complete the booking, it asks me, what type of customer is this? A no type means they don't care who they see, and I booked them with Ashley because she had the available time. A request means they said, I want Ashley. So no type and request will probably be 90% of your bookings. You also have things like referred or bumpable. Bumpable, it marks them a different color simply so that you know that this customer you can bump. Maybe that's Ashley's sister. And when a paying customer wants that time, normally I would say, I'm sorry, she's already booked. But in this case, if it was marked bumpable, I know that it's safe to unbook that appointment or reschedule that appointment and replace it with the one that wants that time that's going to pay.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yes. So you could do things like that. So let's go with no type, and you'll notice this one doesn't have that strip down the side. The strip down the side means it's a request. No, nothing down the side means it's a no type. So those are just two of the options that you have for client types.
Okay.
Any other questions that you might have?
Booking of future appointments. I see you have standing appointments at top. Okay, so you do that.
Yeah, would you like me to show you how that works, or you just want to know that it's there?
Wanting to know, that certain things are there.
Yeah. Standing appointments is certainly an option for you, and you can book as far into the future as you want, either indefinitely, or you can book a set number of appointments from 1 appointment to 256 appointments. So if somebody was coming in every 2 weeks and you booked them out for 256 appointments, that would be 10 years worth of appointments. You can also set it to book indefinitely, which means if somebody's coming in every other week, every other Tuesday at 11 o'clock, for instance, you could set that up with maybe 10 appointments and then mark it indefinite so that every time they use one, it automatically adds another one to the end. So they're always 10 appointments out forever.
Okay. And then what about your waiting list? Is there anything special about it?
Well, we have a smart waiting list and a dumb waiting list, so I guess that's a little bit different. You can place someone on the waiting list, and when you place someone on the waiting list and you've got the smart waiting list working, the way it works is this. When you reschedule or unbook an appointment that somebody was waiting for that time with that service provider, it will automatically pop up a window that says that this person is waiting for that time, and would you like to book it? It'll also give you their telephone numbers so that you can quickly call them and say, hey, this time has become available. Is that still good for you? If they say yes, one click of a button replaces the appointment they're rescheduling or unbooking with the appointment that was waiting. You don't have to call them. You could have just accepted it and would have booked it. And the system could have sent an instant email to that client letting them know that they have just been booked for that time that they were waiting for.
Or text.
Now, I'm sorry, say that again?
Will it send a text also?
No, that particular feature is email only. There are different areas that are texting, but that particular feature is email only.
Okay.
However, most people now get their emails directly to their smartphones, so there's a little something there, so that you think, hey, not everyone's going to go home and check their computer. No, but most people now are getting their emails to their smartphone. So they'll certainly get that little tag on their phone will, come up, the little beep will go off or the vibration. They'll see they got an email from you or, from your business, and boom, it shows them that their appointment was booked. Now, with the dumb waiting list, at any time I'm able to go in and I'm able to see everybody who's waiting and for what times, etc. I can remove them from the list, or I could make a change to their waiting, what they're waiting for, or at what time I can change it and update it. So that way all you're doing is looking, whereas the other way, it's actually popping up and saying this person's waiting for this time.
Okay.
That's the waiting list. And by the way, the waiting list does not have to be for a very specific time on a specific day. If Ashley was booked solid for the next week and somebody says, I want to see Ashley, and you say, okay, well, I can book you out 2 weeks from now because she is completely booked all next week. And they say, well, I only have next week to visit her. So if something becomes available next week, would you let me know? You can actually set it so that it's not for a specific time and a specific date. You could say if something becomes available Monday through Saturday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. for Ashley, I want to be notified.
Okay.
So you can do that as well. Any other questions that I can help you with that?
Well, I guess we'll look at inventory and reporting and just whatever else.
Okay, so moving on then, we're going to move to reports. So I go to reports, and there are over 300 different reports that have already been created for you in the software. So the chance that you are going to be able to find what you're looking for is extremely high. However, we also have what's called the data miner. The data miner allows you to mine your SQL database, which means you can actually create your own custom reports. And you can name them and save them so that they will be available for you in the future so you don't have to recreate them. Now, the reports themselves, because we have a SQL database, they come up very, very rapidly. I want to show you something here. I'm going to go to Sales, Service Sales for a selected operator. So this is the report that I want is Service Sales for a selected operator. Now, I've decided I don't want to go with a single operator. I'm going to go with everybody that does business with me and accept. Now I'm going to put in my date range. I could do it for last week, or I could do it for yesterday. I could do it for today. I could do it for a pay period. I could do it for any time I want. So I'm going to put in a really old date range here. I'm going to put in September 1st of 2013 to October 1st of 2013. That's almost 5 years ago. And now I'm going to hit accept. 1, 2 seconds. And I got all of that data from 5 years ago, 843 sales, $58,042. And now I've got tools in every report. So this report itself, the reason I did this report was simply so you could see how fast the report comes up, even though there's a lot of information on this report. However, every report in the system has got tools associated with it. And that's really what I want to show you now. It's not the report that's so important. With over 300 reports, you're going to find what you want. But one of those tools, Zoom, not a big deal, but it allows you to do just what you think. Zoom in and out of the reports, just make it easier to read on the screen. Some people have to print things out to read them, or they wear reading glasses or something. I know it's not that big a deal, but it's a nice little feature that a number of our customers contacted us after we added it to say thank you. Then we've got email. Email, type in an email address and hit OK. And guess what? That report just got sent to wherever you want to send it to. Yourself at home, your HR department, your accountant, your manager, your boss, the client, not the client, the staff member, whatever. You simply type in an email address and hit OK, and off it goes. Also, one click of a button to create an Excel spreadsheet of this report. I don't have to export it into a CSV file or a TXT file and then upload it into Excel and then set my delimiters. I don't have to do any of that nonsense. One click of a button, and it is now an Excel spreadsheet. Also, of course, I can print it out, but I can also make changes right in the fly. So I could say, for instance, okay, now that I'm looking at all operators, all registers for this period, I just want to see that same period for Debbie. So I choose Debbie and recalculate. And now the report is for Debbie. In many systems, if I had looked at one report and wanted to see that same report for somebody else, I would have had to have closed out of that report, gone back into reports, gone back to service sales, then gone to for a selected operator, then chosen Debbie, then put in the date range. I have to go through all those steps again. In this case, you don't have to do that. So then I choose maybe Christian and recalculate. And now it's Christian's report for that same time frame. I can even change the time frame. So from September 1st to October 1st, nope, from September 1st to September 7th, and recalculate. And now it's that report. Also, all of these tools still work. Export to Excel, and now it is an Excel spreadsheet for Christian for that pay period, for that period, September 1st to September 7th.
Nice.
Any other questions on that before I move on?
No.
All right. Okay, so as I said, there's over 300 different reports in here. There's other things as well, like the ability for you to set up goals for your staff members and then view those goals. And the goals are daily goals, last 7 days, and last 30 days. And you'll be able to see where they are based on the goals that you've set for them. But we also have something called the fortune teller. The fortune teller will show you your last 3 months worth of data and what your trends are. So it will then say, look, based on the top half here, this is your last 3 months trends on the 7 most common items that affect your income. Your number of active customers, your active client retention, your new customers per month, your new client retention, how often they visit you each year, what your average service ticket is, and your average retail ticket. Those are the 7 items. Now, this is your real numbers based on your last 3 months data, and you cannot change them. So it says this is what your next year will look like based on your last 3 months if nothing changes. However, scenario number 2, right down below here, I can make changes to any of these to see how those changes will impact my business, my bottom line. In other words, I get to see what my investment return will be on my time or my effort or my money, and whether or not it's worth trying to make the changes I'm trying to make. If my consultant told me, spend $1,000, put up this new standee, and rework this policy that's going to take you about 10 hours of work, and that should change this 52 to a 55, and it should change this 35.71 to a 40, and it should change your new per month from a 1 to a 2, etc. Every time I make a change, it shows me what impact it's had on my business. So then I can take a look and say, was it worth spending that time and that money before I do?
Nice.
Or that effort. Okay? All right. You also have, under graphs here, we have something called social analytics. Now, I don't actually have one set up for 15811, but I do have one set up for 11111. And this allows you to see what your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., what your posts are doing, which ones are effective, who's getting the most impressions, likes, shares, retweets, whatever it may be, as well as what your demographics are. Who are you speaking to, and who's reading your posts? Is it mostly men? Is it mostly women? What are their ages, etc.? So you can determine what posts work for you and what posts aren't working for you, so that you can start refining your social media. And that's part of the software as well. You just have to have it set up so that it's interfaced with your social media. So that's available to you as well. Everything I'm showing you is part of the software, by the way. We don't strip the software of anything except for the app. And what I mean by that is the app is a separate price. Everything I'm showing you is part of the software. The app itself, though, is a separate price if you wanted to get the app, which you certainly don't have to do.
Okay.
Any questions on reporting before we continue?
No.
Is there certain reports you need to? Okay. All right. So then the next thing that we're going to talk about is inventory. And the inventory system is actually, yes, of course, it works seamlessly with the software. But at one point, this inventory system that's part of the Transcend software was its own independent, individual retail software. So it was created to run a retail business all by itself. And the reason I tell you that is because it's extremely powerful. It was added to a full management software when at one point it was just a retail software. So some of the things that you're able to do with inventory, of course, create product, delete product, load product up from one location to another, transfer product from one location to another if you have multiple locations. You're able to create your purchase orders through the software. You're able to receive your purchase orders, and it will automatically update your quantities when you receive your orders. You're able to generate your own labels if you want to. You can even create labels with barcodes if you're using a barcode scanner, but some of your products may not have barcodes on them. So you can create your own and put those on the products themselves so that you can use the barcode scanner with everything. The inventory itself allows you, we talked about the buy again feature when we talked about Darcy earlier. Also, it allows you to sell products online. You can even upload images that will be seen online by your customers when they're buying, including long descriptions. So you might have a product that you say, don't use on skin that has been shaved within the last 24 hours or something like that. So you can write up whole paragraphs of information that your customers will see when they click on this product online to purchase it if you have that available. You also have the activity. Everything that has happened with this product, purchase orders that were created for this product that were received, sales of this product and who made the sale if you're tracking that, merchandise returns for this particular product, any manual adjustments that were made as well. All of those things you're able to see at any one time. And of course, you have a snapshot here of your average cost, your markup, your margin, and your value of what you currently have in stock. All of these things are available to you and of course, when you sell the product, you just sell it right through the point of sale. You can look it up by SKU number. So Leslie's selling the Justin All-in-One shampoo, or you can scan the product, or you could even look it up by name. If you don't have a barcode scanner or if you don't know the SKU, you can type in a portion of the name. Everything that has that in its name will appear. You can choose your product, your quantity, and say who gets the commission on it. So all of that is available to you as well with inventory. Any questions on that before I continue?
No.
All right. The next thing that we're going to talk about is clients. The client files themselves are very complete. Not only do you have the ability, name, last name, obviously address, city, state, and zip code, their occupation, their date of birth, their anniversary, their email address, their mailing salutation. You can store credit cards on file if you are processing through our PCI compliant processor. You can have their 3 different telephone numbers, cell, home, and work with extension, their membership type, any history that they have with you, services that they've purchased, products that they've purchased in the past. If they have gift certificates with you, you can swipe their gift card or type in their gift certificate number. It will show you when it was used, what the balance is, everything. If they own any series, it'll show you any series that they may own. And this person has a 30-minute massage series of 5. They've used 2 of them, etc.
Okay,
and you can show the dates that they were used as well. I'm sorry, you have a question?
gift certificates. Do y'all not store a gift certificate balance in the system?
Well, of course it is. Absolutely, it's stored in the system. There is no third-party authorization for gift certificates or gift cards, so you don't have to pay a per-swipe fee or an authorization fee or any fee associated with your gift cards or gift certificates whatsoever.
I'm talking about as far as like because right now if you give us, say, $100 to have a gift certificate, that gift certificate amount, the $100 stays in the system. They don't have a card or a number or anything.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. If somebody doesn't have a physical gift certificate, but they know their number, you could simply type in the number, certainly. If they bought the gift certificate on their smartphone, then it will be there as well on their phone. You can actually scan their phone or you can type in the number. If they have neither, then they didn't buy a gift certificate. If they bought a gift certificate, they'd have a number. But if they bought a gift certificate and don't remember it, you can look it up. You can go into their client file and look up their gift certificate that they own. You can do that as well. Now, if they didn't buy a gift certificate, but you still want to have money for them, that's like a deposit. Somebody gives you money up front, and then they can use that money in the future, but it's not actually a gift certificate. So somebody is going to come in for their wedding party, and they're going to pay you $300 up front, something like that. So then that's on account. I would go to register on account, and I would put money on someone's account. So let's choose somebody I don't normally choose. Like, we'll go with Maureen Wafer here, and I'm going to say that she gave me $300. and she paid for it with cash, check, Visa, MasterCard. I'm just going to say cash and accept. Okay, the next time Miss Wafer comes in, it shows that she has an on-account credit of $300. So now I go to service. She saw Christian. She got a Brazilian blowout. No, that's too expensive. I want to leave a balance. Get rid of that. Let's choose Miss Wafer again and say that she saw Christian and got an anti-curl with haircut. There we go. $180. She has an on-account credit of $300. We go to payment. She's going to pay for it on account, not with a gift certificate, but on account. Okay. And so $180, done. The next time, I have this particular service set up with a, associated with a service that would be automatically applied. It's kind of a neat feature, but I didn't actually assign it, so I get that error. I need to do that. But anyway, let's go back here. Maureen Wafer now has a $120 account credit because she used 180 of the 300 she gave you. And remember, you could use her account for other people. So maybe Maureen is the mother of the bride. She gave you a $300 credit, and 3 women that are not Maureen come in to get services. You could still choose Maureen's on account to pay for those 3 girls. Does that make sense?
Yes. What about...
All right, so you can do that as well. Go ahead.
What about in-house? For instance, our staff members get their hair done and they want it pulled out of their check. We use an in-house account, and then we run a report at the first of the week, and then the owner knows to pull it out of the check.
Okay. There's certainly different ways that you could do that. One way would be to pull up a customer, and let's say that they're a client of yours. I mean, they're an employee of yours. So Sandy came in, and she saw Christian, and she got a, I don't know, we'll just go with the back facial here. She owes me $65. She is an employee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the employee discount, because that's one of the, now my employee discount though is only like 20% off, so it's really not going to do what you want. But I could have said that the employee discount was 100%.
Okay.
And so she's not going to actually pay me. It's going to zero it out, but it's still going to put a history in there for her and show that on this day she saw this person and got this service. Even though it's a $0, I am still going to process it out. So Sandy Hackett here got that service. Now at any time, a pay period, at the end of the month, whatever, I can run a list of all of the services that Sandy Hackett got, and they would all be 0. I didn't get any money for them, but now I've got a list of all of the services that Ms. Hackett received that week, that month, whatever it is, that pay period. So then you could apply that. You could give that to your accountant. That could certainly be one way to do it.
Okay. Yeah, it's each week I run a report that shows everyone in my staff who did something on the house account. So maybe they bought product, maybe they got a service done, and it prints a list, of my 5 or 6 girls and what, on the list, and then it says what I purchased.
Yeah, I mean, you would run the report on that employee showing what services they received in a particular time frame.
I wouldn't want to have to keep with that in my head.
You want to be able to run it for everybody? Is that what you're saying, or?
Correct.
Okay, because it's not going to come up automatically if that's what you're asking. Whether or not it comes up for everybody, that, you know what, I don't know the answer to that. And with that many reports, I'd be loath to try to track that down right now. Just try to sort through. Let me write that information down so that I can send you an email and
well, I have
and show you what that looks.
I have 20 ladies in the building. So each week I run a house report and I see what we put to the house account. And then I print that out, and then he takes that out of the checks. So whatever it was for,
Okay, well, another way to do it then would be you would be able to create like a group of services. Let's call this group of services employee. And you have all of the services that you offer, but now they're E- and then the name of that service. So they're a different set of services. They all belong under the employee group, okay? And let's say that they're all zeroed out as their pricing is 0. They're a different price than everything else. So every time an employee gets something, if you sell one of those services to them, one of the employee services to them, then you could certainly run a report that simply says, I want to see every employee service that I did, and it would show you all of the services that were done, as well as who received them on a single report.
Okay.
So that would give you exactly what you're looking for, but that would require additional service setup, initially anyway.
It's doable. Okay.
Certainly doable.
It's the only thing that seems questionable here. Okay, and then tell me about the payment processing for storing credit card information in your system.
Okay. You certainly do not have to use our preferred provider in order to process credit cards using our software. A lot of companies say if you don't use our credit card company, you can't use the software. That we don't play that game. However, obviously, there are benefits to using our preferred provider. One of those is that in the client files themselves, you have this credit card field. That credit card field cannot be used if you are not using our PCI DSS certified provider. However, if you are, you would be able to click on this button here, and it would pull up a window that would allow you to swipe their credit card or stick their credit card into the chip reader, and it would then fill this information in, but it won't put in their actual number. It'll put in 12 X's and the last 4 digits. Those 12 X's are not actually numbers that are hidden. They're just X's. What it is, though, is it creates a token. The reason that it does it that way is because if somebody, God forbid, were to steal your data, they would get no credit card information. None. They have your data, no credit cards. They can't use it. However, with yours, what the system does when you do a sale of somebody who didn't have the card present, if you said charge the card on file, then what would happen is it would send the token to your credit card company using your merchant ID. And that token then, the credit card company is able to then charge their card and send the money on to your bank. So that's how tokenization is done, and that's why it's certified, PCI DSS certified, because it doesn't actually store the actual credit card, it stores the token, and that can only be done using our provider. However, if you said, no, don't want to use your provider, I've got Daniela here, and I go to payment, and I go to credit card. If you are using our provider, it looks like this. And you'll click on this, you'll stick their credit card into the chip reader, and it will give you your authorization right here in the software, and it will either email them their receipt or print out their receipt based on their request. If you have decided to go with your own provider, it'll simply look like this instead. And then you choose what type of card they're using. That way your reporting is still accurate, but the terminal outside of the software is where you're getting your authorization, but you're keeping track of the sale in here as well so that your reporting and your drawer closing is accurate at the end of the day. Does that make sense?
Sure. But if we wanted to do auto draft membership, we would need your credit card provider.
That's right. Yes. You do have to process through our preferred provider in order to use the membership monthly charging. That's right. Now, I do want you to be aware of something, though, because there are some people who just assume it's all automated. That's not the case. When you sell a membership, you can determine whether that membership is charged on the 1st or the 15th or the last day of the month. Those are your 3 options. And then, of course, you can choose whether that's charged monthly or semi-annually or annually. Now, when the 1st of the month comes up, you go into the software and you say, charge all my gold memberships or charge all my silver memberships or whatever it may be, charge all my VIP members, and they will all get charged. If you don't tell it to do that, it won't do that. Oh. It's not automated in that respect. Now, you don't have to do each one individually, but you do have to tell the system, charge all my gold members today, and it will charge all your gold members. Now, then it will give you a report that will show you every card that was declined. And then you could contact those customers, get the fix. Maybe it's just an expiration date, or maybe it's the wrong number, or maybe their card had fraud on it. They had to get a new card, so they have to give you a new number. Whatever. You make the changes, and then you can tell the system to charge all your gold members that had been declined. So it doesn't charge them all over again. It just charges the ones that didn't go through the first time, and it'll charge just those again, so that hopefully those now go through because you had an opportunity to contact the customer. So it does it that way. It is not going to just, hey, it's the 1st of the month, so all my gold members just got charged. It does not do that.
So if you're not there on the 1st day of the month because it's on a Sunday or something,
then you would charge them the next day. Yeah.
Show you on Monday an option to charge for yesterday and the days that have passed?
It's not going to bring up any kind of warning or anything like that. You go in and you tell it to charge it. And you could have charged gold on the 1st and then again on the 15th. That probably would be a mistake, but could you do that? Yeah, you could.
Okay. So you set it up basically so that all of your gold members will have one certain date that
that's right. Say the 1st of the month. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not each individual gets to choose 1st or 15th or whatever.
That's right.
Okay, I'm following now. So every day I don't have to go do this charge.
That's right.
It's whatever
you got it.
Choose. Okay. Yes.
Now let's say somebody bought a gold membership on the 2nd of March, and you said, okay, they're going to be charged again on April 1st. Okay, but what if somebody bought a gold membership on March 28th? Are you going to charge them on April 1st? The way around that is when you sell a membership, you are able to determine what that price is, of course, but now this person is buying this membership on the 23rd of February. So what I might do is instead of charging them $100 right now, I can simply accept that, but then I can modify this price and say, I'm only going to charge them $25. So they're getting a charge of $25 right now, and they're going to be a member for the rest of this month. On April 1st, they'll be charged $100. Now, if they bought it on March 2nd, I would have charged them the whole $100, and then on April 1st, they get charged $100 again. So it's totally up to you. Maybe if they bought it on March 15th, I charge them $50. So I'm prorating it.
Okay.
But it doesn't change, just because I changed what they paid for it, that doesn't change what they're going to be charged on the 1st of the month, or on the 15th, or on the last day, etc.
Okay. Alrighty.
Anything else you'd like to see?
Goodness.
Let me ask you a quick question as well, because actually we're actually over time now, and unfortunately, I do have another demo I have to do. But I have been recording this with your questions, my answers, etc. Would you like me to email you a copy of this recording?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be able to see it. It's going to be a link to a YouTube video. So no problem at all. I'll have that emailed to you. Let me just make sure I've got your email address. Where's my pen? I just had my pen. Okay, so I've got Mouton Salon, M-O-U-T-O-N, and salon at outlook.com. Is that what you'd like me to use, or would you like me to use something else?
And any pricing information and details you might have, you can certainly email those. That helps. And
okay.
If there is like some kind of a trial, to where we can get in and play with it, that'd be perfect.
Well, we certainly do demonstrations like this, of course, and there are videos on our website as well that show you all sorts of different aspects of the software that you can watch as well. As far as a trial of the software, you can, if you decide you want to, quote-unquote, try it out, then we can give you up to, depending on how much data you need to transfer, etc., we can give you up to 60 days to use the software before you're charged the first charge. And that's, that's not entirely true. Let me explain. Before you're charged your monthly, there is an upfront $99 installation and setup fee. That would be charged. Then you would not be charged the first of the next month or the first of the following month after that. You would get 60 days of being able to use the software with no monthly charge, and then you could say, this is great, and then we start charging you the following month, or this isn't for me, and you never paid anything but the initial setup.
Okay.
That's how that works.
And they help you to move all the clients? We have like 7,000.
Yeah, that's not a problem normally. We can't help you move it. We can help you upload it. So what I mean by that is, whatever your current software is, you should be able to export your client file, names, dates, addresses, telephone numbers, emails, things like that. You should be able to export those into like a CSV file or an Excel spreadsheet. If you can do that and email those to us, we'll put them into our format and upload them into your software. We can't get them out of your software for you, but we can certainly get them into our software for you.
Okay. And then is there people that can help us along the way? At any point, we can call and ask a question.
Absolutely, yes. Our technical support is probably where we shine the brightest. If you have read any of our Capterra reviews, it seems like tech support and training and things like that seems to be what people like the best about our software. So that's a very good thing. Now, having said that, you get unlimited technical support and training during our regular business hours at no charge. So you can call or text or email or live chat as often as you want during our free hours, and you're never charged for that. And those free hours are 10 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. Where are you located in the country, if you don't mind my asking?
Texas.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Texas.
Texas. So you're Central Time Zone, if I'm not mistaken. So for you, it would be 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So those 10 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, you would get at absolutely no charge technical support and training. Then there is on Fridays, you get 5 hours, and that is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. your time. And then on Saturdays, you get 4 hours. That would be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. your time. During those hours, you're never charged for tech support or training. We also offer classes every week that you can sign up for and attend with other users of the software. Those classes are always free, and you can sign up for them right through our website. Then we also, you can schedule trainings. So you might say, hey, I want to spend some time with a trainer on this particular subject. And you can schedule that out, maybe the next day or whatever it may be. We book an hour out with you, and we dial into your system, and we train you on that particular subject. Now, of course, when you get the software originally, we're going to give you basic training, like how to book appointments, how to process sales, how to close your drawer, things like that. Then there's other trainings, like how to set up Darcy, how to set up your online store, if you decide you want to get the app, or if you just want to see what the app can do. All of those types of things we'll do for you at no charge. Now, if you call us on a Sunday night at 2 in the morning, we're also available then, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But in those cases, you are charged. So I just want you to be aware of that.
Okay. Alrighty, perfect. I won't keep you, but there is a price breakdown somewhere for me?
Yeah, we do have pricing on our website that you can view, but I want to make you aware of this, and this is really important. Your salesperson, whoever you would be assigned to, your salesperson has flexibility to work with you on pricing.
Okay.
So take a look at our standard pricing that we have there on the website, but I just want you to be aware that whoever your salesperson is, you'll be able to discuss with them what your final pricing may be.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Well, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, actually, if you'd like, I can have your salesperson contact you to get the basic information that they need to send you a written proposal. There's no obligation in the proposal, but they'll be able to give you in writing what you would expect to pay based on the questions that they ask you.
Yes.
Okay. I'll have a salesperson contact you, and they'll get that written proposal out to you as quickly as possible. So, Melody, I'm going to get an email out to you with this class that you just attended, and you should probably have that within the hour. And if you have any other questions, my name is Matt, and my direct extension is 102.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Melody, my pleasure. Have a wonderful day, and you can expect that email from me within the hour, and you can expect a phone call from your salesperson today or Monday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.